You will have the last laugh, chosen ones, empaths, and all the genuine souls. You will have the last laugh. It's okay. Let the narcissist watch you in silence. Alright? I know many of you might think that they're not watching you, but they are. They watch you in a lot of ways, not only just social media. Alright? And the deeper reason to why they watch you in silence is to watch how your life unfolds. They want to see how your life unfolds after the ending of the relationship. Okay? Any type of relationship. They have a fixation. They have a lust for causing devastation in people's life. And they've seriously amped it up towards the end. Alright? They made life difficult for you. They caused you a lot of pain. They caused you a lot of discomfort. They know you've got a good heart, and this will hurt you. You're attuned to your emotions. You're in touch with your feelings. Alright? And they know this will hurt you. So this is them wanting to grab the popcorn and watch you suffer. Alright? Yes, they have a very good impression. They're able to make a very good impression on a number of you that they're not watching. But I know that these narcissists go to lengths, right? Even recruiting flying monkeys to befriend you. Alright? It's possible. Might not be in your case. But that is the lengths they go to. Alright? I've heard of this was someone I'd done a session with. It was a romantic relationship they were in with a narcissist, and they were discarded, and they went about their life, and they were approached by a couple of people, like on the same day. And it wasn't till a long time later they realized these people that was approaching them was linked to the narcissist. It all revealed itself. And there's another story that I heard of someone else this happened to that was a bit more deeper, a bit more intricately involved. I won't go into it in this video. I might share it on their story. But this is what you gotta understand, right? They're waiting, they're watching you, alright? And they might see some stuff. Let's be real with it, right? They might see some stuff. I know things like if they're recruiting, you could have been walking down, sitting in your car crying that day when that person come up to you, or that person spoke to you, or you could have been they watch you, right? I've heard of narcissists driving past people's houses and stuff like that. They need to know what you're doing. When you were in a relationship with them, when they was around you, like when you saw them daily or weekly or whenever you saw them, right? They were involved in your life. They wanted to know what was going on in your head. They couldn't fathom it, alright? They couldn't fathom it. And they want to just watch either drama unfold, or they want to see you hurt and distraught. And this is what they they want for you, alright? But the thing is, they stay silent for so long, and they continue this obsession. It's an underlying obsession to watch you. Alright? I know I'm going to get the naysayers who say that they're not watching. Alright? I'm not trying to make you feel better. It's not a nice thing. It's actually not a nice thing. Right? I'm not telling you this so you feel better, like, oh, the narcissist is watching me. Even though it can affect you in that way, because your mind is conditioned. Right? Not all of you, but especially early on, your mind is still conditioned to the narcissist, so that will seem like validation, because they don't give you anything at the end. So them watching you will seem like validation. But what I'm saying is they watch you for so long that they actually see you make radical adjustments in your life. if that's the right word. You know, different changes in life. You go on to better things. All right. They might see you go through some pain, right? On social media, they study everything. They'll, you know, some of them speak to your friends. Let's just be honest. I've heard of that happening. All right. I know many of you are in a situation where, like, you know, contact with a narcissist. The narcissist hasn't got anyone close to you, friends, but they resort to other means. You know, I've heard of people look. I don't know if you're aware if it's in the States. LinkedIn. I'm not sure if it's in America or in the other countries. It's in England. I don't use it, but I've heard of narcissists going on people's LinkedIn and seeing that they've got a promotion, and then turning up at some place like sometime later at some event somewhere, like around the person, right? So this is the sort of length they'll go to. That's public information. They'll go to public information, and find it out, right? They can go to all sorts of ways to try and figure out things, all right? You know, whether it's finding out you lost your job, you know, or they see on your social media or whatever that you lost your job. So they'll probably associate that with themselves. You know, they'll think, yeah, great, they done that. You know, this is what I'm saying. They're sitting back and watching, but like I said, they watch so long, you adjust and you heal. And this is why they don't know what to do. You know, they don't get bored of this. Right? You're looking at this from a logical point of view. Doesn't it get boring? Doesn't it get boring to watch someone, to drive past their house, to go to other lengths? I've heard of them looking in people's windows, so they have to get reflective things to look out. You know, don't they get bored of doing this? No, they don't. Right? Narcissists go to lengths, and I've heard it from a number of people now. Right? I've done quite a few sessions with people, right? That have spoke about this, and it's it's them installing hacking things on the phone. All right? You know, I saw an advert for a hacking app. I don't know why it come up. I thought the algorithm was meant to. This is why, you know, share the videos, because, you know, I don't know why that was coming up on my thing, unless they're associated because I speak about it in YouTube videos. But, you know, it was like, don't you want to know what they're doing? It's just an app. Come up. You know, do you think narcissists don't think of that stuff before? They don't need to see an advert to think of them things. That's what they do. They have a fixation on you. Alright? They have a fixation on all supplies. Alright? But once you're out of their lives and they see you go on to do better, that's what, like, a big part of, you know, going on this healing journey, and, you know, a deep dive into the healing journey is going on to become your best version. So, not so they see you, right? Not so they see you, even though that can be the fuel behind it from you initially. It can be, all right? But not necessarily. I want you to be so detached that you're just going on with your journey for yourself to heal. But I can understand some of you, you know, wanting that as a kind of success is the best revenge, because success is the best revenge, right? You going on with your life and outgrowing them is the best possible thing you can do. And they watch so long that they see this change, then they feel invalidated. And this is why I've heard of numbers of Hoovers, indirect Hoovers, weird things happening after longer periods of time. Alright? Please don't wait on it. Like I always say, don't wait on it. But just have a knowing and an awareness. Some of them ain't gonna, because they've been silent for so long, they're gonna be very indecisive. And that indecisiveness about trying to reach out to you, you know, they could have actually, this is the thing, it works in your favor. Alright? It works in your favor, them sitting back, watching, being silent. It works in your favor. You have time to dive, to deep dive into the healing journey and progress and get on with your life, you see. And you have the last laugh because you outgrow them completely. Alright, you outgrow them completely. They go from feeling empowered. They go from feeling empowered when they're watching you to feeling like a creep. They will feel like a creep. You know, all the way, like they could have watched you for years, right? And all the way till they realize that you've made an improvement and they see that change in you, then they feel like a creep. And that, you know, talk about you feel like you wasted time in the relationship and stuff like that. This is serious. You know, like I say, you can extract a lot of lessons from the encounter with a narcissist, right? You can get a lot of benefit and a lot of gain, right? I know it's hurtful, but this is serious time waste watching someone on the thing. And please, I need to touch on something quickly. I should have said this earlier because some of you might have been getting triggered because you're watching the narcissist, right? I don't know where you're at in your journey. It's just, it's not the same. All right, as simple as I can put it, it's not the same. You being in a position of hurt, looking on the narcissist social media or trying to find out what the narcissist is doing in various ways, however you do it, is not the same as, and it's not one rule for them, one rule for you. It's not that. I'm saying you're doing it from a position of hurt and grieving, right? They're doing it from a fixation, obsession, deranged creep way. But it's not good vibrations for you. If I be truthful and honest, because I have to tell you the hard truth, it's not good vibrations for you or energy for you to be focusing, and I'll use the word fixating on them. Okay, even though you're doing it from a position of hurt, right? Because even if you could say that the narcissist is doing it from a position of hurt because of their narcissistic injuries, they're actually being vengeful and they're still, it's deranged, right? They're completely, you know, dusty weirdos, right? It's not the same. You can't compare yourself to a dusty weirdo. I don't want any of you getting triggered thinking you're narcissist or something like that. That's another thing I've heard a lot of the times. A lot of people speak to me think they're narcissist. You know, don't think like this. But it is a must. You know, it is a must for, look, not just for, you know, this 3D realm reason why you're not looking on the social media. You need to do it for, you know, for your heart, for, how can I put this? You need to do it for your own morals and decency. Like, this person has wronged you so much that they don't deserve any more attention on them. Seriously. And I know it's going to be a battle for you, right? But that is why you got to dive into this healing journey. You've got to dive into this healing journey and take it seriously. Alright? You've got to. You've got to. So, just embrace. They're gonna watch you. They're gonna try watch how your life unfolds. You're gonna go on to better things. You're gonna have the last laugh. I assure you this. You're gonna have the last laugh. Alright? They overplay their hand. They always overplay their hand. Alright? They always do. Alright? They overplayed their hand with being a deviant, love bombing you, or trying to befriend you, or they overplayed their hand with that and they got exposed. And they're overplaying their hand now with their silence and backing away from you and doing those types of things and watching you. They overplay it and they fail miserably because you go on and succeed. Then they're, oh God, then they're in competition with you. You know what I'm saying? Then they're competing with you in their own, then they're competing with you in their own life. You know what I'm saying? That's when that kicks in. What I'm saying is, what I should have brought to your attention is, if don't fake it. Like, there was, I'll tell you this, there was someone I spoke to in a session a long time ago. the narcissist was doing fake profiles to him. So he thought, fuck this. Sorry, excuse my language. And he wasn't in a relationship or anything. But he posted a picture of 2 glasses with drink in it next to a handbag. And it wound the narcissist up a lot. You know, the narcissist come out the woodwork. Don't do anything like that. There's no point. You know, he didn't want to tell me that he done that. But I can understand it all. I totally understand why he done it. But you don't really need to do anything like that. You don't want to antagonize the narcissist, you know. You don't want to antagonize the narcissist. So just let them watch, you know. Just let them watch. You go about your own business. You go about your own business. Eventually, they're going to have to give up looking, because it's just causing so much narcissistic injury. They'll go into a collapse. They will decompose, right? They will decompose. They will, you know, you seriously don't want to be around them, all right? They watch you that because, you know, sometimes it can take a little time for you to hit your glow up period, for you to hit a good place, okay? Depending on the difficulty that you felt from the experience and how you deal with it, all right? You can be in a really difficult place, so it might take some time. Be realistic for you to be on your glow up. Other people I've spoken to have done it quicker. It's all down to you, right? And what's best for you. You know, the brain is healing itself. Your heart is pure. You know, your heart's getting cleansed. You're getting cleansed. God, universe, you're being healed just by you waking up and living life and getting through the day. Because those days can feel long, can't they? At the beginning. You can all remember that, you know. So maybe share some tips about how you got through those long days or painful days. What did you do? You know. You know, like I always recommend long walks. Something that helps. You know, long walks help. You don't have to be in a nice, it can be anywhere, you know. Long walks can help. Or even a short walk. Any amount of walking would be good. But anyway, I'm going off topic. So anyway, thanks for listening today. I really appreciate the support. Please book a session if you'd like to. You may donate or support to the channel if you want to. Check out the spiritual channel for more content. My podcast is on Spotify. All links you need are in the description box below. If you would like access to over 100 exclusive videos, daily uploads and custom video requests, join my membership program at ZionMembership.com. Links also in the description box below. There's a 3-day free trial and you can cancel at any time. All content is made by me with no ties to any organisation or university. Your support truly keeps us going. I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.